What's going on, guys? Snake Eyes here, playing some more Dark Souls 2, and in this video we're going to be doing a weapon showcase, and the weapon we're going to be showcasing today is the Smelter Hammer. Now, if you don't know how to get this weapon, all you have to do is farm the Iron Warriors in Broom Tower. Keep in mind that you do need the second DLC, Crown of the Old Iron King, to get it. If you don't have the DLC, then you can't get this weapon, but all you got to do is farm those guys and eventually they'll drop it. That's how you get this weapon. Now we're going to go into the details of it. Since then, I've upgraded mine to plus 10, so my base damage is at 500. It has 100 counter strength, it does 60 poise damage per hit, it has 300 durability, and it weighs 35 pounds. The requirements for this weapon is that you need 70 strength and 6 dexterity, and you get an A scaling in strength. Now I'm going to go ahead and flat out say that this is not my weapon. There's only really two good things going for it. The first thing is its moveset, and the second thing is its damage. Now, one drawback with the moveset is that it's best to pretty much be able to use the full moveset that's one-handed and two-handed. Now that's kind of a drawback, because if you still abide by the 150 meta, then pretty much using any starting class character, you're pretty much going to have to at least put in about 55 to 60 levels in strength alone just to meet that requirement. Now that's essentially a third of your entire build, so that's kind of something that is a little bit of a drawback. If you're pretty much saying screw it like the majority of the people with the 150, then all you really have to do is level up to 70 strength, but keep in mind that's still a lot. And it's kind of something that if you really are trying to use this weapon, I would recommend doing, but at the same time it is kind of a hassle to have to level your character up all the way that high just to be able to unlock the other half of its moveset. So it's kind of a little drawback. The other thing is its damage, which is pretty damn good. For the most part, I was hitting 600, 700 damage consistently. Now that's actually not bad. Not many weapons can hit that high up, and the fact that this one can is definitely something that you can't ignore. That is some pretty decent damage. For the most part, all of the cons are pretty much the same standard cons that are to be expected of weapons like this. The fact that it's really heavy, the fact that the moves on it are really slow, the fact that the recover time on those moves are really slow, pretty much the same standard stuff. But one of the major cons on this weapon, for me at least, is the fact that this weapon is huge. Now, looking at it, you're like, well, no shit, it is huge. But the drawback to that is that when you're using a weapon this big, depending on your camera angle, it's really hard to get a look at your opponent. Now, I didn't realize how important that would be until I started using it and I started getting my view blocked by this weapon. But I noticed that when this weapon was pretty much blocking my view, I couldn't tell what my opponent was doing. I didn't know if he was running in for an attack. I didn't know if he was backing off. I really couldn't tell because this weapon was blocking my view, and that's kind of something that led me to get hit by a lot of moves that I probably shouldn't have got hit by. In all honesty, the session that I had with this weapon was a pretty bad one, so that's kind of leaving me with a bad review for this weapon. I might come and do, I guess, like a look back on this weapon a little bit later. What ended up happening was that I ended up fighting either people who were hacking or just were really laggy, and that's kind of something that I couldn't deal with. Depending on how long I'm going to do this commentary, I'm going to have a surprise fight that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are pretty much going to enjoy. I do plan on making a video about that whole encounter. I won't spoil it, I'll just let you guys watch it. And that kind of led me to have a bad experience with this weapon. Surprisingly enough though, I will recommend people to try it out because it is a really good weapon. When you unlock the full moveset for it, it's actually not that bad. I've seen people use the one-handed moveset, and it's kind of something that I wouldn't mind trying, but for the most part my character won't be ready to try that for a very long time. But like I said before, I do recommend you guys to pick it up and try it out. A lot of people, a lot of uploaders were using this weapon, doing some really cool videos that I do recommend you guys, look around for. And in all honesty, I was really hyped to trying this weapon. My bad session ended up leaving a sour taste in my mouth for it. But like I said, I might do a weapon look back a little bit later on in the future. That's pretty much going to wrap up this showcase. I know it was a short one, but in all honesty, I don't really have that many fights for it. So like I said, it's pretty much going to wrap it up. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, take care.